Okay, so 4.3, working with rational exponents. Okay, so we're just taking it one step further and introducing rational, radical sign. Sorry. Rational. Okay, so it's a little bit new, but I kind of touched on it yesterday, and when we were taking up the homework, I think it was my other class that we kind of touched base with. So, actually, let's talk about this, the radical first. So there's like some names for it. So we have the index, we have the radicand, and then this is the radical sign. Okay, so different numbers can go here. Okay, the most standard one would be the square root function. So the square root function, we don't write a number here, but there is a number. Anyone know what number that is? In the square root sign? What number is here? Okay, let me ask you this. When you cube root, you should have done at least a cube root before. The cube root looks like that. So it has the 3 where the radical sign, and then we have the 3 there. Okay, that's when you cube root something. Okay, what number would be here for a square root function? We don't write it, but there's understood to be a number here. You want to know? 2. It's actually a 2 here, but we just don't write it. Okay, what this actually means is we're going to take the exponent and we divide by 2. So like when you're isolating, say x squared equals 16, so they told you to isolate for x, you square root it, okay, and this cancels out, right? But what you're actually doing when you square root is you're dividing the exponent by 2. So essentially you're doing, the square root is actually, you're dividing this by 2. So the 2 divided by 2 becomes a 1. That's why it's just an x. And then you get your answer of 4, obviously plus or minus. Okay, so what this actually does is divide the exponent. So here, if it has a 2 here, we divide the exponent by 2. If it's a 3 here, we divide by 3. If it's a 5, we divide by 5, and so on. Okay? There is a button on your calculator to do these square roots, or these radicals. So in mine here, so I have one for square root and I have one for cube root, but most calculators after that, there's no button for it. So my button for this has an X here. So what I would do is punch the number I want to be in here, press this sign, and then put the number underneath. And I'll show you in a second. You have to have that function or else you won't be able to do all these questions. Okay, so those are some of the terminology. Okay, so again here, so when we have A, and we have, so this is the n, this becomes what you're dividing by, okay? It becomes the denominator in the exponent. So this is the exponent, this is the numerator of the exponent, this is the denominator of the exponent. So what happens is it becomes A, your m is the numerator, your n becomes the denominator. So we end up just dividing them, okay? That's the only two. Okay, so this is your exponent, the numerator of the exponent. This is your denominator in the exponent. So we can convert it into an exponent. All right.